going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 302 Birds. I'm blessed, as always, to be joined with my awesome co-host tonight. We got Ballpark Tommy in the house. He is stressed the hell out. It's tax season, but he is gracing you guys with his amazing, handsome, Philly fanatic presence. And then I got Air Jordan in the room, looking like a real baller in that jersey tonight. How we doing, fellas?
Doing fantastic. It's been a little stressful the past 2 weeks at work. Not as stressed as Tommy, but I'm glad Tommy's on. I know he's going through hell right now, but happy
about 9 o'clock. I got home about a half hour earlier. It's about 9:15 actually now. I got back about half hour early. That's positive.
Hey, sponsored by Wawa. Was Wawa for dinner tonight?
Wawa was not for dinner. I went to this local spot tonight called Guppy's Good Times. It's like a bar in Conshohocken.
Oh, okay. My audio probably sounds a lot better now. But anyways, guys, it is March 15th. We are in the midst of free agency. A lot of Eagles fans are agitated. There's a lot going on, to say the least. But I'm going to kick it with Jack's intro first, and then I'm going to bring on our call, and I will be right back.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is, but their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302 Birds sent you. God bless, go Birds.
Thank you, El Diablo Burritos, for sponsoring us. Tonight we got EJ. EJ, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. It was a pleasure meeting you at the Giants game. Like Dalton said before we started the show, it meant a lot to us when you got so excited seeing us. So what do you got for us tonight?
I got a question. Bijan Robinson, Eagles looking at him. I really think the Eagles, I really think Bijan Robinson would be perfect for the Eagles, because since we're trading Miles Sanders, we're cutting Miles Sanders. It's off season. Great pick if we get him. We're gonna get him, second round, third round. I just think it'd be a great draft pick. Eagles making smart moves. Darius Slay's 32. We have Kenneth Gainwell in the house too. Bijan Robinson had over 18 touchdowns. He had over 2,000 yards. I just think he had a great season, and this would be a great play, great pick.
I agree with you. It's just a matter if he's going to be around come when he when we draft in the first round or second round, because I think he would be a good complement for the backfield. Boston Scott's getting a little older, but Boston Scott has always been that reliable running back. I think Kenny G is going to be the starting quarterback. And then we have Rashad Penny, who we just signed up from the Seahawks. It's a questionable pickup, I think, but we'll see how he does well for this team. Tommy, how do you feel about Bijan Robinson?
I don't think he's a necessary, they could live with or without him, to be perfectly honest, because they've always been that rotation team where they've never been a high bell, single running back where they really need someone to step up as a number one running back ever since they've left the Andy Reid era, under Chip Kelly, under Doug Peterson, and now under Nick Sirianni. They've kind of had a rotation. So with having Rashard Penny, Gainwell, and Boston Scott, you have three very similar running backs who have all very similar skill sets. I really don't think you really need to go get one. I have a lot of faith in Kenny Gainwell. I think there's a lot of holes on defense you need to fill first before you look at running back. If I were to get a running back, it'd be in the 7th round, to be perfectly honest. And they only have 1st and 2nd round picks, and then they have to wait till the 7th round to pick someone else. So knowing they don't have all those picks in between, I'd rather use those picks on defense than I would at a running back position. And I'd stick, honestly, to maybe saving it for the 7th round, getting a surprise running back then.
Little EJ, tag me in, bro. Tag me in right now. I got your back. Give me the tag. All right, I'm in. All right, Tommy. First off, shut the hell up and don't crush this kid's dreams, okay? Second off, little EJ, I hate to break it to you, we're not going to get Bijan Robinson in the second round. If we get him, it's probably going to be at pick 10 overall. In all seriousness, though, I would love him in this offense, but Tom makes a good point. Running back is the most disposable position in the NFL. However, if we do pick up this guy, there's no doubt. I don't think Tom's denying he's the most, athletic, best running back in this class. No doubt. I just think about this for a second, Tom. Hear me out. I know that running back is the most disposable position in the NFL for most teams. And the Eagles are very good with subpar running backs. Think about Saquon Barkley and what he does behind that awful New York Giants offensive line. He actually is pretty impressive behind that. That's all running back. We all know that. Nobody's denying that. Maybe Bijan Robinson is that guy. But the difference maker, we have a very good offensive line. And you know what I really like about that? 4th and 1, put Bijan Robinson at QB and let him go out there. Because then, Tom, you're the accountant. You know all about it. That's the loophole, baby. That's the loophole. You put running back in at QB at a position, and then you can still do the 4th and 1 QB sneak. Just saying. I've slept on it. I've thought about it. There's a lot that we could do with it. I mean, EJ, we want to thank you for coming on as always. You got any final remarks or anything you want to say before we wrap up or any other questions?
Thank God Miles Sanders is gone.
Why do you say that? You're the first fan to say that. Now I'm interested.
Last season, 2 seasons ago, 0 touchdowns.
Okay, true. So have you not liked him since then? Or, are you not a Penn State fan? Or what's your deal?
I just don't really like him in general. I mean, he's mostly on 4th down conversions, we try to run it sometimes. He's not really getting it most of the time. Or maybe 3rd down conversions. The most time we run it, he didn't have that many yards this season. He had a good amount of touchdowns, 6 or 7. But, I mean, I'll give him all credit. He had his touchdown in the Super Bowl. That was a nice touchdown. But, I mean, I'm just glad he's gone. Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Gainwell, I have faith in them. And I just think they're going to carry the team.
EJ, I love your energy, man. You are seriously my favorite fan we have ever had come on the show. I love your energy. I love your passion for the Birds. And I hope to see you again next year, young man. Thanks for jumping on the show with us and talking some Birds. And come back soon. No worries, man. Thank you. All right. Let's bring Dino on real quick because Dino just said some Slay news just broke.
Something just happened. Ash is in the backstage.
She's alive!
She's alive!
What's up, Ash?
Hi.
You do have a little bit of a background, FYI, so when you're not talking, you might want to mute. You're all good. But we're glad to see you here. How you doing?
Doing okay. How are you guys?
Good. And then also Dean joining us tonight, a longtime fan of 302 Birds. What's the deal with Slay? You just said some Slay news broke. What's up with that? You're muted.
Got that. All right.
You're good.
This just came out. You guys know JPA Football on Instagram and Twitter?
Yep.
Yes.
He just reported that the Eagles are having a hard time letting go of cornerback Darius Slay and are trying to work out a way to keep him Josina Anderson. So it looks like he might not be going anywhere because they haven't even posted yet saying that he's gone.
Dean,
Run it back, baby. Run it back. I think a 1-year deal. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, no, I think 1-year deal would be cool. Dean, we haven't talked in a while. That's the greatest news you brought to this show. Because when I saw that they released him today, I got a little upset. I was a little sad. I mean, our defense is going to be rough this year for sure. We have a lot of holes. Luckily, we still have our edge rushers still in Hassan Riddick and Quentin Williams. But our secondary, I mean, it's going to be a toss-up, I think. We got Blankenship. I think he's probably going to start this year. And then hopefully we get CJ DJ. But I like Dalton said, I think drafting a cornerback or safety, I mean, there's a lot of good prospects in this year's draft. I think we should draft one of those because we need it for sure.
All right. I want to kick it to this just because I want to get Tom out of here, and I know Dean's got to get out of here too. Not to interrupt you, Jack. I just know both these guys got to run. But Tommy boy,
Yes,
You know what time it's for, handsome?
of course.
Time for Phillies talk.
Time
for Phillies talk with Ballpark Tommy.
Finger stitch. Dalt,
All
this
right,
is
Tom.
your version of it's an outro, not an intro.
Yes, I always fuck it up. I'll get it next week, maybe, if I'll remember. But this was the best part of my week, Tom. This text message you sent us in the group chat. The Mets are the most unpatriotic team in baseball. Hit
Well,
me.
and let me say this very clearly. The Mets showed why they are small on the biggest of stages. Why did they win 101 games last year, and then all of a sudden they couldn't win? They couldn't win against the Padres in the wild card round. Why they had to go check I forget the name of the pitcher for the Padres. They had to go check his ears because they were like, "Ooh, clearly he's got something. We can't be coming up this small." And he had nothing on his ears. It's just the Mets are that small. The Mets are the worst team in America. The Mets hate America.
Just
we
shut
got
up
Jeff
now, Tommy,
McNeil,
before I get Uncle
and
Sam
not
on
field.
your ass.
Jeff
Just shut
McNeil
up right
can't
now
field
while I hit you,
pop-up.
buddy.
Jeff McNeil can't make a basic throw from second base to first base. He short hopped Goldschmidt.
We're not going to talk about the fact that
polar
Alec
bear-
Boehm once made
the
3
polar bear
errors in
can't
one
hit a
game
home
against
run.
us.
Well, all of a sudden, Pete Alonso, he can't hit the broadside of a barn. But we got Schwarbombs going off left and right for Team USA. Hey,
Against
the
Great
second they took
Britain,
Schwarber
for
out, they
God's
lost
sake.
that game to Team Mexico.
Are you aware that we
They
lost
lost-
the game to the team that just won the pool? Mexico is the number 1 seed for a reason. They're that good. Schwarber
No,
wasn't doing
they're
that
really
against
not
Mexico.
that good. Their
And he wasn't
pitching
doing it against
sucked.
Canada.
So what?
Jesus
We
Christ,
shit all
Tommy.
over Canada.
Yeah, I
It
know,
was
and God bless
bombs
America,
away.
but you
We
interrupted my
mercy
stream
ruled
for
them.
this?
And
John, you're wasting
notice,
my time at this point.
notice, we
I
took
came here
the
to rep
Mets
my
players.
country.
We took the Mets players out of the lineup, and we mercy ruled Canada.
It's
Oh,
for
we
God's
fucking
sake.
mercy ruled them. JJ, what the
Oh.
fuck did your team do?
Well,
McNeil
I
out of
guess
the
that's
we're all
lineup.
on one team, so that's kind of counterintuitive. But
Alonso
what did your
all
players
out of the
contribute?
lineup.
You
What
are
you
the
need to
Mets are the
understand
Juju
is this.
Smith-Schuster
Tommy.
of the American
Tom.
football team. They did nothing, but they fucking get all the credibility. That's all I gotta say.
Tommy, it's amazing you mentioned this because I'm gonna make this quick. This rivalry until March 30th does not exist. We are all one team. We are one country. We're going to win this tournament.
There's only
because
two
DR is
guys
gonna
that
get bounced.
There's 2 guys that are fucking up for Team USA. Jeff McNeil
4
and Pete
there's, by the way,
Alonso.
Just to confirm this, the Mets have the most players in the World Baseball Classic on Team USA, and they have the Captain America and David Wright, my Lord and Savior. God bless his soul. But I didn't come here to
Mike
start
Trout's
beef.
a better Captain America.
Mike Trout literally went 3 games without. He had 1 big at bat in 3 games. David Wright had a home run. I'm pretty sure his first at bat with Team USA.
I'm not sure we're watching
Either
the
way, that's
same
not
World
the point.
Baseball Classic.
The point is, drop the rivalry. We're one team. Let's go win this tournament. God bless our troops, and God bless America.
And God bless and go Birds, Dutch. Right, JJ?
And the Mets still suck.
Fuck you. I'm going back to my stream.
Thank you for jumping on, JJ. Appreciate it, bro.
The Mets.
In all seriousness, though, Tom Schwarbaum, dude, and Trey Turner. I saw Dean over there hiding up there, sharing that on his story. I mean, what was your thought on that bomb, Dean?
So my thought is you take all the Phillies players out of the lineup. What happens? You lose. You put them back in. What happens? JT gets a clutch hit. Trey Turner hits a bomb. This dude is going to be so much fun to watch this season. He's been fun to watch in the World Baseball Classic, and I can't wait for opening day because you put him in that lineup with JT, Castellanos, who's going to have a great year, Bohm, Stott, Schwarber, all those guys, and then you got to wait for Harp to come back. This lineup is the best lineup in baseball, and Trey Turner was the best, in my opinion, the best free agent signing of the offseason just because of how well he fits with this roster.
This is how I look at him. He's an improvement over Gene Segura. Bryson Stott, He's got very good range at fielding. He'll be an above average second baseman fielding, but he was a mid-tiered, kind of below average fielding for a shortstop in the league. Like, he wasn't going to kill you with his fielding, but he also wasn't going to really save you. He was just kind of average, you know. But at second base, he'll be well above average because we don't expect him to have the same type of range that we're expecting Trey Turner to have. So, and with this year banning the shift, we're going to need somebody that has way better range over there at shortstop to have a lot of defensive runs saved compared to normally in the season. So I agree with you there, especially with some of the rule changes this year. It makes it even bigger of a signing.
Yeah, like you said, the shift rule, first of all, because of his range, and then just his speed in general with the bases being bigger now, his stolen base numbers are just going to go up because of that. Like, those big bases are really going to help him out with his speed, too.
And we have the only guy in baseball that can throw runners out with the best catcher in baseball.
Exactly. This team, I don't know, man. I mean, last year, at the beginning of the season, it didn't look like we were going to do too much, and then we go on that magical run, and then they just add so much more. Like, you look at Taijuan Walker, all the bullpen, like everything. This team is going to go.
They have 4 pitchers. It's amazing. They have 4 pitchers.
And then just wait for Andrew Painter to come back after his injury, add 5 on there. And Bailey Falter showed some promise last year. He's going to be in the rotation to start the year. I like him.
Yeah, I see him as more of a filler guy, to be honest with you, Dean. But
I do too. I mean, for what I mean is, like, for now.
Yeah, he's a good.
I don't mind him.
Bailey Falter be good for the Mets too, because here's why: he's great in the regular season, but then as we saw in the playoffs, comes up very small. Like, he couldn't handle the big moments in the playoffs. Bailey Falter,
100%, and I think part of that's also because of his age. He is really young.
Yeah.
It was his first playoff experience, but I mean, granted, that was most of the Phillies team first playoff experience. So I do think that right now he will be a good filler until we can get Painter. But yeah, when you look at the team, I mean, the rotation, the bullpen, everything, it's incredible.
It's going to be dirty. It's going to be a dirty season, and I love it. Love every second of it.
God, I'm nervous.
Dollar Dog Night going to go crazy this year.
When is Dollar Dog Night for the first one?
It is April 25th, Tuesday. I will be there. And over under on Tom's Dollar Dogs at the moment via Cut Bet. Download Cut tonight. I'm seriously going to get them to make this a live bet, Tom. I've talked with them about it. It's 8 dogs. That's the over under, which I think is fair.
The over under. All right.
Yeah.
Over.
I'm taking the over, and I'm fucking betting the house on it, Tom. And I am shoving a hot dog down your throat if I need to. Boys are taking the over.
It's going to be an under because Tom, as he said when he went to last Dollar Dog Night last season, he only had 7. He did
bitch out, yeah.
So,
but Jordan, you have a good memory, my friend.
Yes, sir. Tom.
If he knows people are counting on him, Jordan himself.
Jordan knows his scouting report on food. That's for sure.
Exactly. Damn right.
But yeah, that's all we got as far as the USA. Real quick, I do want to hit with Tom real quick. We don't have to hit on this super long. Tom and Dean can both say their takes. I don't have much to say about it. I doubt Jack does either. But what do you guys think? Derek Hall, I read, heating up, 4 homers last 10 games. Boys heating up, or what's up?
He's going to be great in this lineup. So they're going to essentially do like what they did last year when Bryce Harper got hurt at first. Like, Derek Hall is going to DH. Derek Hall has hit everything and anything thrown at him by every pitcher spring training. So I cannot wait to see this guy in the lineup, which might make things interesting, especially like if trade deadline comes, we need another piece. We trade for, I don't know, maybe a fishy character out of Los Angeles. Maybe a Mr. Mike Trout, hopefully. There's something in the rumor mill about the Phillies being in the market for a superstar right fielder that I saw today come up from John Heyman. So you never know. They might try to make a big splash. It's just a rumor. But I would love if that came to fruition because of a stud like Derek Hall or if like Rhys Hoskins got traded or something like that. And so we'll see how it all pans out.
The Mike Trout thing makes a lot of sense. He does have a lot of ties to Philly growing up in South Jersey. So that would make a lot of sense if the Phillies were to go after him.
And Mike Trout's an
Yeah.
Eagles fan, so
He is an Eagles fan.
Which means he's a Phillies fan.
Yes. And
In a way, he grew up a Phillies fan. So come on,
Yeah.
let's fucking be
He grew
honest.
up in Millville.
Yeah.
Come on, Dungy. You pass it on your way to the
Hold
shore
on.
in Millville.
Fun fact, Tom. I don't know if you ever knew this. Like one of my ex-girlfriends, her older brother played on the same travel team in high school.
You've
as
told me
Mike
this
Trout.
before.
Pretty cool stuff, man.
cool,
Pretty
dude.
cool
No one
stuff.
cares.
Mike
No
Trout
one
is,
cares.
a big deal. He's like probably like, the fucking Babe Ruth of our generation. Just saying.
Yeah, but
It's probably Shohei Ohtani now, but
he's gonna want a bag thrown at him if he's coming to Philly. 1,000%.
he already got the bag.
Yeah, so there's no shot he's coming to Philly.
It'd be a trade, Jordan.
They're not
And
trading.
what?
They won't trade him. They won't.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, I want to hit this real quick.
He shoots, he scores! He shoots, he scores! Time for slap shots with Zep. Flyers talk from 302 Birds.
I think
It's an outro. It's an outro.
I'm buying a mouse, okay? I don't want to hear it, but real quick, I do want to thank TickPick for sponsoring this segment. If you guys don't download TickPick on your phone, number 1, you're stupid. Number 2, you're an idiot. And number 3, you're a buffoon. Check out the app today. It is the best place to buy your tickets. If you're like me and you don't like getting, hey, here's a $60 ticket, and then it ends up being like $120 with fees and all the other bullshit, check out TickPick because they might say, hey, here's an $85 ticket, all in cost. Anyways, Tommy, Chucky F is out. Let's hear it.
Thank effing God. Literally, I had back-to-back. I had like 3 back-to-back meetings with clients on Friday. I come out of my third one, and after being in a bad mood because my client was not so nice, seeing this, that instantly brought me out of my bad mood. For sure.
I mean,
That's all you got to say?
What? You wouldn't be in a good mood after you? I went from instant, I was ready to throw a chair to I'm ecstatic. I went like that with a mood change.
Also, the only good thing is that, we have 10 more games left in this season. So it's going to be – the pain's going to be gone. It's going to subside here quite quickly. Hey, KJ. Hey, buddy.
Yo.
Hey, Ash.
Hi.
What are you guys feeling about this letting this guy get walk?
Oh, I'm excited.
Good riddance.
Yeah,
Good riddance.
finally. I was doing something and I got that alert coming across my phone. I was like, thank God, finally. And what I say on the graphic, don't let the door hit you on the way out, I think kind of sums it up perfectly. I think
100%.
it was one of the best things that we could have done. Obviously the season still sucked. But we're ending it on a high note with him being gone. So
Hey, Ash, I love the fact you gave yourself props. I love it. I love it.
it has been a busy graphic week over
Yeah.
here at 302 Birds. My goodness, free
Yeah.
agency is something else.
1,000%. Dean, how you feeling about this?
Obviously I'm happy that he's gone, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. So it's not like I can fully exhale and just be okay with the Flyers situation, because I'm not convinced that Briere is the guy moving forward at general manager. I think there's still a lot that has to be done, but this is definitely the first step in the right direction that needed to be taken.
I mean, it should have been, it's been a long time coming. This should have been done last season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
The fact that he's had 4 seasons is ridiculous. He should have been gone a long time ago.
1,000%. I mean, and like you said, maybe Briere's the guy, maybe he's not. We'll see what happens. What he does with the next couple games, because that'd be huge to have somebody who knows what the fuck he's doing, and help us out and be back to the fight and fill the Flyers that we used to when we were growing up.
The Broad Street Bullies, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yep.
I realized this the other day. So I started really paying attention to sports when I was 14. I'm only 19. So that means 5 years of actually caring and paying attention. I have never seen a good Flyers team in my lifetime since I started paying attention.
What do you think that will be like when you see that atmosphere?
So
they suck and it's already crazy.
Exactly. I love hockey. I love playoff hockey. Even though the Flyers are never in it, it's still one of my favorite times of the year. So once my team is in it, I can't even imagine what that's going to feel like, because I enjoy watching playoff hockey more than any other playoff. So once I actually have a team that's in there and I'm invested in it, it's going to be unlike anything else.
I
Yeah,
love that passion.
I do remember 2010. I mean, that was a
Yeah.
roller coaster for sure. Against, I mean, the city that Ash resigns in,
Yeah.
Chicago,
Yeah.
the Blackhawks. So, I mean, I could never forgive Patrick Kane or any of those guys ever since that loss. But yeah, no, that was probably the last good Flyers team, to be honest, Dean. That's the last good one I've ever seen. So
There
you
was
didn't say much.
there was the bubble team that COVID year that
Yeah.
was the fake 1 seed that played their way in.
Yep.
And I thought at that point, like, okay, this is something you got moving forward, with Hart and Konechny, and Giroux was still there at the time. And then they come back the next season, just completely falls apart. So that's like the only like semi-good Flyers team I saw.
Yeah.
And it was fake. It was a bubble season. It didn't
Yeah, it
count.
was also a bunch of old bozos that beat us from the Islanders. Those Islander bozos. So,
Don't even
yeah.
say his name. Don't even say his name. Don't even give him credit because he's probably watching right now.
No, I
And,
wasn't even
he's-
going to. I was trying to say the bald dude, the bald guy who one of the bald players. He was like an old geezer, dude. That's what I was trying to say.
Are you ready, KJ?
Oh yeah, always ready.
Dalton, you fucked up. You. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
What did you do?
What did I do? Because I nailed that intro?
I thought it was longer than that. My fault.
I thought it
No,
was.
no, no. That one actually I let go. You know why? Because on my Mac, on my mouse, I didn't click in the middle this time. I clicked on the left. But anyways, KJ, MB, dude. I don't want to
Embiid,
hear this
man.
slander. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Here's the problem. They're probably gonna vote Jokic, and people just gotta realize, you know what? This guy's just never gonna win the MVP trophy. It's sad. It really is, because I don't know what's going on with the NBA voting system. I mean, it's just the whole thing is just rigged. It's almost as rigged as like a crane machine at like a freaking arcade that wants to rip you off. Like what is it called? Wildwood. Yeah, like a Wildwood arcade. That's how ripped off it is. Like you're not gonna get the toy. You're just not gonna get it. So that's the thing with Embiid. He's trying to get a freaking toy. He can't get it. And it sucks. You know what then? Try and go after a freaking championship. That's the main thing. But obviously, I mean, if you have a coach like Doc Rivers, God knows when the frick that's going to happen. But yeah, I think with the Sixers, I was at the game against Washington. They beat them on Sunday, and then the game before I'm trying to think who they played, but they got 6 wins in a row. They're rocking and rolling. They're looking pretty good right now. Harden's looking good. I feel like Maxi's looking pretty good as well. And then Embiid, obviously. I mean, usually like 30 plus points a game. But yeah, I mean, the Wizards, you're gonna beat the Wizards. I mean, it was a matter of time we did, and it was a very boring game to watch. I gotta be honest, but yeah, I mean, hopefully, I think right now the Sixers are playing the Cavs right now. I think they were.
So this is going to be a test for the Sixers, because we have 7 games on the road right now.
Yep.
And then we come back to Philly. So this is going to be a tough. And the team, I mean, these games are not easy games, not easy W's. And talking about Embiid, I mean, I'm not sure what game it was. Maybe it was on Monday where Embiid had that, not buzzer beater, but that step back.
Oh, that was awesome. That was against the Trailblazers.
Yeah,
Trailblazers.
Blazers
Game last week.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
So that to me like solidifies like this guy is about it, and he should be the MVP. Whether or not that happens, because it's Philly. When are we ever going to win something like that?
Right.
But I think he's very worthy of winning the MVP again this year, or not again this year, but I think he should win this year. He's been playing.
He's worthy, but the problem is, as I said before, it's rigged, and they're probably gonna give the Jokic.
Yeah,
I feel like. Also, right now, the score is 87-83 against the Cavs. Cavs are a pretty decent team. They're a young team. I feel like they're one of the up-and-coming teams in the NBA in the future. Obviously, they got Donovan Mitchell. But, yeah, right now, Harden's got 15, Maxi's got 20, and Embiid's got 31. And Tobias, who's a flip-flop player, one day he's good, one day he's not, only 5 points. So, but, yeah, no, they're doing pretty good, and it's a close game with the Cavs. Let's see if Doc Rivers does what Doc Rivers does and chokes probably a lead. So
I mean,
you know what? That's what'll probably happen, and we'll probably
I was talking to my coworker today. And I'm like, this time last year, I haven't felt as comfortable and as confident as I do this year with this year's Sixers team. I
Really?
Yes.
I feel like I'm in a repeating cycle of insanity as a Sixers fan. Like we're good throughout the regular season. We're like, hey, we're good. We're getting hot. And then we get to the playoffs and I don't want to invest any emotion in this team until the playoffs. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think Harden has kind of found his groove with this team, at least in, the recent memory. And that's kind of why this team has been where they're at, which is nice to see.
Dean, what do you got about this?
Stay hot, this team could be decent. I mean, that's the main key. If the bench can stay hot, and if they can actually help the starting lineup, then you know what, this team could be decent. But they got to get past teams like Boston. They got to get past teams like, oh my gosh, we got to fix that profile pick, Dolt. That's just unbelievable. Oh
I can't believe that Colin still has that, and I should probably yell at him for it. Because every time my camera disconnects, I look like a freaking Nazi with this. I ought to be executed every fucking time every time it comes up.
No one
I want to fucking slam myself in the balls.
No one cares. Let the man Dean talk. Holy crap.
Oh, I didn't know Dean was talking. My bad.
Yeah, you guys cut him off multiple times.
Sorry, Dean. Just had to make sure the people knew I wasn't a Nazi.
Zach, I'm in the same boat as you. This is the most confident I've been in a Sixers team since the Jimmy Butler team. And what was that, like 2018?
Yes.
2017, 2018.
Yeah, this is the most confident I've been. And even though I feel like, yes, we are in a repeating cycle where every year it's good regular season, second round exit. There's just something about this team that just feels different. Although it's the two big stars from last year and Joel and Harden, and that hasn't changed. Their play together has. Last year they were thrown together, had to try and put it together last minute, and you can't expect those guys to figure it out that quickly. But now they've had a full season together. I think that this year is the year, and I'm gonna say it now. Philly sports, another championship appearance coming. This time they're winning it.
I hope so. I pray to God.
So Dean has left tonight with two important messages. One, Darius Slay may not be gone. And two, mark it on your calendars that Dean said at March 15th, 9:43 p.m. that there's going to be an appearance for the Sixers.
And that they're winning it. Sixers are winning the NBA Finals this year. Milwaukee doesn't scare me. Boston doesn't scare me. The Cavs don't scare me. Nobody in the West scares. Who am I supposed to be afraid of? 47-year-old LeBron James and D'Angelo Russell? No. There's no.
And not John Morant now, because he's a freaking
not John Morant. Nope.
Yeah, not John Morant. He's a counselor. Pew, pew, pew.
Best sharpshooter in the league.
Yeah.
Yes, for real. Yeah, he I'm actually really that's funny that the NBA did that, because then there was that strip club pick last week. It's dude, ever since they said he wasn't a thug, he has made it a personal vendetta to say fuck you to everybody. I am as hard as fuck. Which kind of doesn't really make you a gangster if you got to prove it to everybody. It's been just 3 weeks of him just doing hood rat shit, straight up.
Yeah, and people used to say all the time, "Oh, Allen Iverson's a thug." This guy is probably. I'm not saying he's a thug. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying all those kind of things that people used to accuse Allen Iverson for. Dude, John Morant is way worse. Way worse. So, not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying that, right now, all those accusations that Iverson used to get, I got to be honest, John Morant deserves more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks because I like John Morant.
Me too.
Watching him at Murray State and watching him throughout that crazy college run that he had in the NCAA tournament, then his first couple years in Memphis, he's a fun player to watch, and I hope that he learns from this.
Yeah,
and takes this as a lesson, because he is one of the best talents in the league when you put him up the young guys like him and Luka. These are going to be the faces of the league for the next 10, 20 years. So I hope he learns from this. He had an interview with Jalen Rose today where he apologized for everything. So, sucky situation, but I think overall he'll be all right.
Yeah, I think so. He's always going to have the shadow behind him, but, you know what? I think he's just got to – it really depends on how you really take it as a man. And I think hopefully he shows that he was raised by good parents and he's a good kid. So hopefully he shows that.
I think he is too. I think honestly he'll snap out of it. I just think it's a phase, but It's kind of not a good look on him right now. But Dean, we do want to thank you for jumping on with us. I know your time is limited. If you want to stay on, you can. I mean, by all means, if you're not doing anything, hang out.
I've got till 10. I've got till the USA game starts.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Just you can hop off whenever. You don't even got to say anything.
You got 14 minutes.
14 minutes to talk about this new sexy ass backfield. It's a committee. I mean, little EJ wanted Bijan Robinson. Dean, how are you feeling about the committee?
Okay, so the Bijan Robinson thing, I get it, but not unless he's there at 30. I do not want him at 10. If he's sitting there at 30, maybe pick him up. But we know how like taking running backs in the first round like rarely ever works out. You just saw it fall apart with Zeke and the Cowboys today. Rashad Penny, I like the signing because it's a low risk, high reward, like very low contract, mostly incentive based. And when you look at his production, when he's healthy, he was one of the most efficient and productive running backs in the league. The only problem is can he stay healthy? I love bringing Boston Scott back. And Kenny Gainwell, I think he's ready to take the step and be the number one back. I'm just sad it means we have to lose Miles. I'm happy that we're not paying him because I didn't want to pay him, but it's going to suck seeing him in a Panthers uniform, not an Eagles uniform, just because that he was my favorite player for so long. It's going to suck not having him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the best case scenario for him matching up with Deuce Staley yet again. Yeah, it was sad to let him go. I mean, I'm not sure if you listened to our show, I don't know, the past 2 weeks, but I was a big fan of letting him go because one, we don't want to pay him that. Like we said, running backs are disposable in the league, right? And he had 1,100 yards last season with a couple touchdowns here and there. But one big thing that was like, all right, this guy, I'm okay if we let him go, is the fact that in the playoffs where it matters, he didn't do anything. He didn't perform well at all. Whereas Kenny G didn't play that well during the regular season, but in the playoffs he showed up, and that's something I need. I mean, Rashad Penny, he's probably going to be a 3-back. I would think it's going to be Kenny G, Boston Scott, and then Rashad Penny. His stats last season was 57 attempts, 346 yards, 2 TDs. So it's nothing like notable at all. So we'll see what happens. Granted, he was injured. He's been injured, very injury prone. So we'll see how he fits. I mean, well, maybe I'm excited to see what happens with this backfield.
Yeah, I think for Rashard Penny, I mean, that's a very underrated signing. I really do. I feel like it's underrated signing. We got him for pretty cheap. I don't know why Ian Rappaport was like, oh my God, they just pulled off an amazing move by getting star running back Rashard Penny. I mean, like, dude, freaking Seahawks fans will tell you right now he's not a star running back. I mean, that's freaking what's his name? Kenneth Walker. That's their number one running back over there. But yeah, I think honestly he's got that kind of game where like he'll have spurts of like great runs. He's a little, I would say he's more of a I would say not bigger back, but he's more of like he doesn't do all the stuff like Miles would do, where Miles would dance around or Miles would try and just get fancy with it. He's just like, you know what, just like get the 10 yards and whatever, and he'll just go for it. But yeah, I agree though. I think Kenny G should be the main guy. I think he should be the number one running back. He deserves it. We saw his rookie year, him be dominant and actually show the Eagles offense. Like, dude, Miles Sanders, I don't even think that year, he didn't have a touchdown. I remember that.
And I mean, that's Kenny G's rookie year. Miles Sanders was nowhere to be seen.
He's non-existent. He
was injured. Yeah. So
I think, it's really crazy to see that, you know what, they're like, okay, you know what, we get to save money now with having a guy like Kenny Gainwell, get to save money with Boston Scott and Rashad Penny. But yeah, I think Miles Sanders, I loved Miles Sanders. Me and Dalt both loved him. I mean, I freaking have a signed card from him. But at the same time, it was kind of time. And I think we've said this many times. That game, the biggest game of your career in the Super Bowl, you should have shown up. And you just didn't. And it was just unfortunate. I mean, I was such a fan of him. I wanted to see him succeed in Philly. He's a PA boy from the Schittsburg side. He's from Schittsburg, so that's different. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But I think it's a good move by the Eagles to get to save some money. And Sanders will be good for the Panthers because I think the Panthers were actually, they wanted to get him in the draft back when they were drafting. So they get to get him, and he gets reunited with Deuce Staley. So I think it's a good move for them.
Ash?
Yeah, I definitely think that was the right move on definitely the Eagles' end to let him go, as much as it does hurt. The Rashad Penny deal, I'm not as sold on, simply because he is so injury prone, and I feel like in general we're a very injury prone team. So I'm hopeful that he can stay healthy and actually kind of help this backfield. I'm super excited to see more of Kenny Gainwell. He's really proven himself the last season or two, and has really made himself that number one guy. So I'm really excited to see what the coaches and stuff choose to do with him. Scott, obviously it'll be good to see him back. And then I'm excited to see what kind of different pieces Penny brings to the mix, and hopefully make it a really cohesive, solid backfield.
For sure. All right, moving on, Dalt. I don't know if you want to say anything about this.
No, everybody just hit the nail on the head. The only thing that I want to say, I rather want to show.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Thank you, Fantasy Football Network. It's your favorite. What's the thing? Your favorite section of the night. The question we got tonight is: what occupation is former Philadelphia Eagle Nnamdi Aswad? What is his current occupation right now?
Oh, I know it.
A, realtor. B, actor. C, NFL agent. D, high school teacher. Again, what occupation is former Philadelphia Eagle Nnamdi Aswad now? Again, realtor, movie actor, NFL agent, or high school teacher. We will tell you the answer shortly.
Fun fact: he is my least favorite Eagle. I freaking hate you, Nnamdi Aswad. I freaking hate you.
And we got something new, guys, for tonight. This is cool. So we want to take guesses right now.
Oh, wait,
I like that, Jack. I like the fact that everybody should have to lock in their guess before we move on. I like that a lot. So I'm going to go with actor.
Okay. Dalton with actor. Then we got, I guess, KJ.
I said actor. I even said in the private chat right away.
Okay.
No, KJ, bro. I said it first, bro. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, look at the freaking chat. You want to show the private chat? You want to show everybody the private chat?
What the fuck,
record,
bro? I said it first, bro.
Whereas KJ sent it, so.
So what is your final
answer?
answer?
Cheat. Thank you, Colin. He did cheat. I know.
Ash, what's your answer?
Actor.
Okay, so bring up the scoreboard again. So right now we got Ash. We started this last week. Ash with 1 correct. KJ with 1 correct. Dalton with a goose egg. Sean with a goose egg. Sean and then Josh with a goose egg. So we will see what happens with this leaderboard as the show goes on, as the season goes on.
God, I look good in that picture. Can we just acknowledge that for a second? I look like a fried SpongeBob in that. Just saying.
I was gonna say
you look like an orange
child.
That was back when I was in high school, and I used to get more ass, KJ. That was back in the day. Now I'm retired. I had to hang up the cleats.
Was that by choice or?
No, not by choice. Not by choice.
That's when he tried to hit on the tanning girls and they denied him. So
still do. Still works. Anyways, if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it. And speaking of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Packers fucking it up this week, letting Aaron Rodgers absolutely just be okay. So Aaron Rodgers is right now the QB of the Packers. He's the GM of the Jets. And he's the owner of the Bears. I saw that. I can't even take credit for that. NFL Memes IG had that one, but when I saw that, I was like, ooh, that's cold. Because it's true. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is an absolute idiot for leaving the NFC because that was his best chance to go back to a Super Bowl. That's where all the young QBs are. The AFC's loaded. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC. No shot. No shot the Jets go to the Super Bowl. If the Jets go to the Super Bowl, I will figure out a way to eat part of my hat. I will. I don't know if I'll fry it and cut it up in a little piece, but part of that hat will be in my body. Long story short, who's our biggest competition then in the NFC is the question that I'm raising.
Somebody clip that.
All right. So
it's Derek Carr. It's Derek Carr to cut to the chase, Jack. And I'll tell you why. They just signed Jamal Williams a little bit ago. So it's kind of like that Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara vibe. They got the 1-2 punch. Then you got Michael Thomas, who will probably be coming back because he has a QB, so he'll magically want to play again. You have Olave there. Then you have a pretty okay defense. I guess if they released what's the guy's name that's been there forever? Cam Jordan. I actually thought that the Eagles might sign him, but long story short, I think that the Saints are going to be a sneaky sleeper this year. I think that they're going to win the NFC South, and I think that they might honestly be the team against the Eagles in the NFC Championship. That was a very smart move for Derek Carr to get out of the AFC and to come to the NFC in a shitty division that he can just take control of.
Yeah, so you're just absolutely wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. And I hate to say this,
like usual,
but I think our biggest competition, and I'm gonna kick myself for saying this, is the Cowboys. The Cowboys, even though they just released Zeke Elliott, we got Tony Pollard, number one running back, and he's a dog, 110%, a lot better than Zeke Elliott. They signed some decent defenders. This what's his name? Stephon Gilmore. Is that who they signed?
AJ, stop touching your mic.
So I think the Cowboys got 1,000% better than they were last year, and I hate to say that, but it's the facts. I mean, okay, cool. The Saints got Derek Carr, who hasn't done much in his career with the Raiders, hasn't been to the playoffs once, maybe 1 year. And then we got Brock Purdy, second-year quarterback, probably not going to be starting. It's probably going to be Trey Lance. And they got Deebo Samuel. Like, to me, it goes Cowboys, 49ers, Saints. I'm not scared of the Saints at all.
You're not scared of the Saints one bit. Absolutely at all. Dean, I mean, what's your thought on this? Are you scared of the Saints? Are you rocking with me or are you with Jack? I mean, 49ers guy, how are you feeling about this?
The Saints, no, absolutely not. There is no way in hell that the Saints are giving the Eagles any sort of run for their money in the NFC. It is between the two teams in the NFC. I'm with Jack on this. It's Eagles. I'm going to go Niners 2, Cowboys 3. Wow. Only reason I'm putting the Niners at 2 over the Cowboys is Cowboys do the same thing they do every year. Good in regular season, suck in the playoffs. It's bound to happen again. It happens every single year. And even though Trey Lance might not be the greatest quarterback in the world, neither is Brock Purdy. Neither was Jimmy Garoppolo when they were good. They have Christian McCaffrey. They've got George Kittle, weapons on offense, and insane defense. Just added Hargrave. The 49ers are going to be good next year again. I think it's going to be a rematch in the NFC Championship game. And yeah, the Saints, I'll be shocked if they make the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that the Carolina Panthers have done a lot this offseason, and I think that they're going to give the Saints a run for the NFC South. I also, this is a little bit of a hot take. I'm a Baker Mayfield guy. I like him a lot. Yeah. I don't think the Bucs are going to be that bad with Baker Mayfield. So I don't even think the Saints are winning that division, nevertheless going to the NFC Championship. So, Dalt, whatever you're smoking, send some of it to my house. I need some of that in my life right now. And, yeah, there's no shot in hell that the Saints are going to the NFC Championship.
You guys just don't give Derek Carr any credit, though, dude.
Because he doesn't deserve credit.
He doesn't.
I mean,
Derek Carr's done nothing in his career. He had one good season.
What about that 1 year that he got injured? Yeah, he was really good that year.
Amari Cooper?
So,
I'm
Dalton,
just saying.
So, Dalton, you said Alvin Kamara, right? He's been injury prone. He didn't do shit last year. I had him on Fantasy League, and he did
like
nothing.
2 fucking years ago, he took the Vikings franchise and took them on national television on Christmas
as well.
No,
2 years ago.
They just signed them. They just signed themselves another injury-prone player, Michael Thomas. Once again, he's gonna get injured again for them, or he's.
Did they just re-sign him as we speak?
They re-signed him today. I saw it. They re-signed him with the 1 year.
I'm not shocked. He has a QB, like I said. He's magically gonna feel better and play football.
Yeah,
he's gonna feel better until he gets hurt again week 1.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Look, give me the Saints as a dark horse then, but I hope we come back to this and I'm like, guys, I told you that we should be scared. I hope I'm wrong, honestly, because honestly, I hope we're all wrong because that means that the NFC is wide open, right? I mean, we want all these teams to suck, being candid.
I don't think it's going to be the Niners. I kind of agree with Jack with the whole Cowboys thing. The Cowboys are going to be pretty decent. The Niners, I don't really believe in Brock Purdy. I honestly think he's overrated as heck. I really do. And Niners fans are some of the biggest crybabies I've ever met in my life. I mean, me and my dad were just talking about this today. Wow, we thought Cowboys fans were crybabies. Oh my God, these Niners fans are babies. Oh, you guys injured Brock Purdy. It's part of the freaking game. Jeez, chill. And it sucks. It's unfortunate. But yeah, honestly, I don't believe in the hype with Brock Purdy. I don't believe it. And I think honestly they should get some other kind of quarterback if they can. But yeah, I believe Dallas is going to be good. But then you know what? They're going to choke like always. They're going to choke. And Dak's just overrated. That's the main thing. He's overrated. But yeah, I think Saints could be decent. Carr's got a better system. It feels like. I mean. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna win that division though. I kind of feel like what Dean's saying. Baker might be pretty decent for the Bucks. I mean, they got a good wide receiving core with Godwin and Mike Evans. So you know what? I think that energy will just feed off Baker. So I think they're gonna be pretty decent.
Ash, you got any 2 cents?
I mean, there's one team in the NFC that I feel like everybody's sleeping on right now. At least in the free agency world, I don't think anybody's crushed it as much as this team. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because
here we go.
because I live in the city. The Bears had $75 million in cap space going into this free agency season. I'm pretty sure as of today, they still have about between 35 and $45 million. They have signed some pretty impressive weapons. Granted, they are the Bears. I feel like personally they may be building around the wrong quarterback.
The Bears.
However, they have a lot of pretty awesome weapons that if something's going to happen, it's probably going to happen now.
The Bears.
So I would just not totally sleep on the Bears. I have to say, I was shocked that they let Montgomery walk. There had to be something internal there for him to go to the Lions for $6 million a year. Something had to be going on. But I think there may be something there, and that pains me to say it, but there may be something there.
You're just saying that because your boyfriend told you to say that.
No, he did not. He was excited until I was actually with him yesterday when the alert came across my phone that Montgomery had been. I was actually texting with Dalt, and I was like, "Yeah, so like, there's a couple Montgomerys in the NFL." I was like, "So yeah, what's the first name of yours?" And he his eyes got really big, and he's like, "What did the Bears do?" I said, "This is the one dumb move that they've made this free agency season." But I mean, one of our guys went to him, and you know, we'll see how he does with it.
Don't disrespect the Bears. They're the Bears.
No, Bears.
Leave the Bears alone. The coach, the Bears.
I will say they're definitely going to be a lot better than they were last year.
That doesn't take much, though.
Exactly. They may. I think they'll be a little over 500 this year. They're just being candid. I think that's what's the Bears may. We'll see how they go.
That's a really big step in the right direction, though.
Right.
I mean, from the Matt Nagy era, Bears fans have suffered in their defense. So I actually am kind of rooting for. I was thinking about Justin Fields. And Ash is right. You know, give credit to the Chicagoans. Is that how you say it?
Chicagoans.
No, wait. Let Jack try it. I want to let Jack try it because Jack and I struggle with this kind of shit. So, Jack, how about this? If we had a 30-second timer on the show, whatever one of us could say it right first would win a prize. But why don't we both attempt it, and Ash will see who says it first. Ready? Chicagonian?
Chicagoans.
Okay, that's a tie. So, Jinx, motherfucker, you owe me a soda now.
No, he owes you an Uno Chicago-style pizza.
Those pizzas are
I'd like that too.
Yeah.
If you go to the right place, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seriously. But, I mean, look, we went to the right place, and I think it's going to be good, Ash, because, you know, Dean's bringing that good news that, you know, Slay might be back. So this might be the double-edged sword. It might not. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I was actually very surprised that we gave him a 3-year extension for Bradbury. Granted, his name wasn't called that much at all last year, which is good, right? But he had some key plays in the Super Bowl that kind of opened him up. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's a good sign for sure. And then Darius Slay, we'll see what happens. It's going to be really sad for him to go. I mean, if he goes, then that tells me that we're gonna sign CJ DJ. Like that's what I'm leaning more towards. So we'll see what happens. I think this is I hate in this like kind of middle right now. Like I don't know what's happening right now. What is Howie smoking right now? Like he's taking too many shots with Jason Kelsey. Like, come on now, we got decisions right now. Come on, Kelsey, or come on, Howie. Come on now.
So overall, I mean, if Slay walks, are you going to be pissed and blame Howie? Because like personally, I kind of get it. If we go out and get CJ GJ, but we don't get Slay, are you a happy man? And we kept Bradbury?
So yes. I would say so. I mean, Josh, our coworker, put it a good way. Like for me and him, Slay, like the way he's been treating the social media, like that's not Philly at all. That's not how Philly is at all. So he was in the same boat as me. Like it would pain him, but he would be happy if we signed CJ DJ over Slay.
Where the fuck do you get DJ from? It's GJ, motherfucker.
DJ, whatever.
Too many letters for you.
Yeah, too many.
McCoy?
Right, well, yeah, let me tell you something. I believe in the kind of fruits, the Bradbury fruits. I believe in them. I do. Whatever you want to say, I believe in them. I believe in James Bradbury. I really do. I think you know what. You guys can. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
Take it. No, keep going. I'm enjoying it.
But yeah, it's unfortunate about Darius Slay. It really is. But they were trying to trade him, and there was no real kind of deal they could find. And they tried to give him an offer, and he was just like, "No, I'm not going with this offer. This is not what I want." I feel like he overrates himself. I really do. Yes, he had a great game against Justin Jefferson. Yeah, that happens. But there were some times where he blew a lot of coverage, and he probably wants to blame it on Jonathan Gannon. As much as we want to blame it on Jonathan Gannon, and freaking Fitz wants to have a freaking boxing match with Jonathan Gannon. I mean, here's the thing, though. Jonathan Gannon's not on the field. The Darius Slay is. He's the guy who's on the field. So, yeah, that's how I see it. It's unfortunate. Darius Slay's going to do great somewhere else. But I just think, yeah, it was kind of time to move on from him, and he's getting older. And Bradbury's younger than him. Kind of makes sense. I will be pissed off if we do not sign CJ Gardner-Johnson and we somehow decide to. Well, we already released Slay, so I will be pissed off because it's
As
just
right now.
It's annoying. It really is annoying because yes, CJ's younger.
Couldn't they have let him play out one more year on his contract too? Technically,
Who? CJ?
Slay.
Oh, Slay. Well, yeah, he had one more year left, but they didn't do that. I kept on hearing they were going to do what they did with Fletcher Cox and be like, okay, we're releasing you. And then they're just like, okay, we're signing you back. Like, come back here. No, we changed our mind. We're bringing you back.
That's
And
what
I think
that's
that they
what-
still could.
was going to happen, but
They
They
could
still
do that,
can.
but I'm hearing there's other teams that are like, okay, you know what? We'll try and offer them that kind of money.
Well, Fletch was gone for a day. Wasn't he gone for a day last year when we released him,
Yeah.
technically?
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, who's not to say that tomorrow we will get that breaking news at ESPN notification, and it's like, hey, breaking news, Darius Slay. I think it's going to be a one-year deal. I think he wants to come back, too. I just think it's got to be something that makes sense for both sides. And I think KJ makes a good point, too, that in a way, I think he is kind of overvaluing himself. And no disrespect to Slay. He is a top-tier corner, I think a top 5 corner, top 3 corner in the league. But there were a couple of plays, like you said, KJ, and yes, you did have a lockdown game against Justin Jefferson. And you know what? 98% of the time, you're on lock, which isn't easy to do. I'm just saying you got to keep in mind your age. You got to keep in mind that this is a team that just went to the Super Bowl. And if you really want to get a ring, you can't be, so focused on the money. I get it. When you're in the NFL, that's, your prime time to make money. And I understand that. I'm just saying you need to be conscientious of this team too if getting a ring is something that, means something to you. I don't know if it does or not. I don't know Darius Slay personally. I think that it does by his body language and the way that he acts around this team. So, maybe something, both sides friendly comes tomorrow. At least I hope. Because if we can keep Slay and Bradbury, and then we lock up CJGJ to a long-term deal, that number 10 pick just becomes that much more interesting. Because I think the verdict is that they're going to take a corner right now, but we shall see. Ash, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I was surprised by the Bradbury deal. I didn't necessarily think that we were going to walk, but I was not expecting that sort of contract from him. If we can somehow finagle to keep Slay, I would feel a lot better about all of the other players that have walked the last 48 hours, 72 hours, however long it's been. If we can keep these two, and then again, it makes that draft pick a lot more interesting as well. Hearing Bradbury talk about the fact that, other teams definitely offered him more, but he took a pay cut to stay in Philly. I think that speaks highly of how he feels about this team and how he feels about the future of this team as well. And then, Slay, we'll just have to see if we do end up not getting him back. Definitely not a fun situation, but I just hope that then he gets what he's looking for in another team.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that, he very well might. There's rumors about the Seahawks right now, and we shall see. But, I mean, I'm just kind of interested to see how it all shakes out. Like I said, if Howie somehow, works his magic and finagles a way for these guys to come back, I'm going to be so excited. But before... What's up?
Good. Move on.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, it's going to be interesting to see how this new defense coordinator, makes these players and utilize these players. So we'll see.
And while we're with you, Jackson, we might as well.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dorden, the mayor of Delaware.
Again, your favorite segment of the night. Thanks to you, Fantasy Football Network, for that sponsor. The question we had was, what occupation currently does former Philadelphia Eagle Nnamdi Asomugha, wow, I can't even say his name, Nnamdi Asomugha have? Is it A, realtor,
Doesn't
B,
matter.
movie
He
actor,
doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced correctly.
C, NFL agent, D, high school teacher? And the answer, drum roll please, is B, movie actor.
Actor.
He's in 6 movies right now.
Don't cheat like freaking Tom Brady.
So again,
hey, I'm on the board now, bitch. I don't want to hear it.
So I think
Peter,
KJ, and Ashley right now are tied with 2.
Yep.
Dalton is finally on the board. Sean is at a goose egg, and Josh is at a goose egg right now. So we shall see what happens.
don't cheat.
Yeah, get out of here, boy. Anyways, one of my favorite singers goes by the name of Adele. And she has a little song, KJ, that goes, Rumor has it, Howie has just begun. No, I didn't think of that. That actually just came off the tongue. But in all seriousness, rumor has it that because, this Slay signing and letting him go, I think that is a sign that CJGJ could come back for a long-term deal. Otherwise, why else would you release your star corner if you had 1 year left to pay? You already had it budgeted. He is making cap room. He is doing something. He has a plan up his sleeve, and I'm really excited to see what he does because CJGJ was an integral piece of this team, of this locker room, and he needs to be back in an Eagles jersey. CD was just built for this city. If you look at his tweets, if you look at his body language, if you look at everything, he was absolutely his hair. Yeah, even his hair. It is Jalen Mills vibe. The green. Yeah. I mean, I just love this guy. And the Eagles haven't had a reliable safety since Malcolm Jenkins. And then before that, it was since Brian Dawkins. This city, just like having, this city nails running backs for its picks. And I think that safeties, it nails either in the free agency or draft. It's just a position like running back that the Eagles are always good at. And safety is not a position that you can have a committee at. Invest in this position, Howie. I'm okay if you don't invest, in the running backs, if you don't draft somebody, whatever. Safeties, he had, led the league in interceptions. You cannot not sign a guy that does that. I mean, you're just an idiot if not.
Yeah, I think with CJGJ, it would be so clutch for the Eagles to re-sign him back. I kept on seeing tweets. He actually tweeted, shout out to Gavin, who's in my Discord. He actually showed me this.
apparently CJ actually tweeted a picture of him in a Bengals jersey. So he did that yesterday and took it down. Thank God he took it down. But yeah, so there was Mike Hilton who was actually like recruiting him to come to Cincinnati. But obviously, he might not. So hopefully that's not true. Hopefully he's actually like talking to Howie and they're trying to get something worked out. Because yeah, as Dolt said, I think he's already fallen in love with the city. I loved how we were at the game. I don't know if Dolt remembers this. There was a time where the what was that song? Was it Living on a Prayer? And he was doing the air guitar. And he was doing the air guitar right there. And the crowd was loving it. So, he's just got the vibes going. And I hope he stays because we do love him. We really do. So, yeah, that's how I feel about CJ. You got to re-sign him, Howie. Re-sign him.
Yeah, I heard, I believe it was between us and the Broncos was what I last saw. In terms of who are still,
they've been on a spending spree.
They have been. Yeah. I don't really know how.
Yeah,
but they are. So yeah, last I heard it was those two. Us and them are in it for this. I'm really hoping that Howie can work some magic and pull this off. Because if we let him go, along with letting everybody else that we've let walk, it's just going to be a mess.
Yeah, like my mama raised me. If you really want something and you like a girl or a dog, whatever,
or food,
you got to put all your will and love and energy into that. And this is how I pictured this with CJ GJ, because this guy
GJ,
this guy, like we said before, he led the league in interceptions last year.
Not that hard.
He is an integral part in this defense, right? And this guy, I would much rather keep this man than Darius Slay. Maybe not unpopular opinion, but this guy is what Philly is, and I think Howie would be stupid to allow this guy to walk away. I'm surprised. I know we don't do franchise tags, but I'm surprised we didn't do it because. This guy, he has mentioned multiple times he wants to stay in Philadelphia for the rest of his career. And let's hope, because this is going to be – I may not even watch the Eagles next year if he's not there.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. But
yeah, you're not. You can't fucking not watch this team. They're like crack. Look at this, Jack. Hold on. I want to show you guys something. Ash, you're asking if Howie can pull off some magic earlier. Look at this Photoshop I made. Look at this. All right. This guy, Howard, this is what he does for a living.
The birds.
He's got it. We're good. He'll figure it out, and he'll be back in an Eagles jersey next year. Our beloved CJ GJ. I'm going to get his jersey if they re-sign him. Like the night that they re-sign him, I'm going to get his jersey because safety is just such a fun position, and this guy's just such a fun personality. He wants to come back. We all know it. Just do it. Do it. Don't be an idiot. Do it.
Come on.
I'm surprised it didn't happen today. I thought
it would too. I think timing is of the essence too. The more time that goes by, it's actually worse.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we re-signed Fletcher Cox to a $10 million deal.
Yeah, don't tell that story.
I think Dalton was also surprised when I called him earlier today.
I was I thought you were calling me about. So I'm in the gym and I'm doing this thing, and Ash is like, "Hey, we just signed some." I'm like, "Oh, CJ GJ," and she doesn't even get the words out of her mouth. She's like, "No, Fletcher Cox." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So this guy's my favorite Eagle of all time. Fletcher Cox is my guy, right? But we have Jordan Davis, who's going to fill his shoes very, very nicely, right? So I was very surprised that we gave him this big of a contract. Not big contract, big of money when he's what? How old is he? 30. He's old as fuck. Anyway, he's been on the Eagles for what? 12, 13 years right now. And maybe they did it because he's like a, diehard Eagles. He's been there since day one, but it just blows my mind that we re-signed him. I think
it's a mentorship signing. You made a good point earlier. They're investing in Davis with that signing. They're investing with Davis with that signing.
Yeah, but that's what last season was for.
Yeah, that was what last season. That's why they were like,
Davis
okay,
got
we'll release
injured.
them.
They won't play. They
won't.
could play alongside each other if Sean decide. Hypothetically, if Desai is smart, he runs a 4-3 with this defense, right? Like with all these defensive linemen and Davis and Cox with this deal now, you need to almost have both D tackles on the field at once. And especially for the run game, holy fuck. Nobody's going to go past Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox out there if they're healthy. And then you got Milton Williams to fill a role too. I mean, that kid's been pretty decent too. He's underrated, I think, Milton Williams.
Yeah, it's just whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, losing a guy like Hargrave, you're not going to have you won't have the sack numbers, obviously, as you did. But at the same time, I mean, you got Hassan Reddick still. You still have him. So that's going to help you out still a little bit. And you still got Josh Sweat. But yeah, Fletcher Cox is not the same guy he was before. I'm surprised they actually did this. I'm very surprised because I thought he was going to be retiring, or I did not think they were going to re-sign him back at least. Or, I mean, I just thought each sides were just going to part ways. Because this last year, I mean, literally they released him and then they were just like, okay, you know what, come back. You're good. We decided we're not going to do that. So, yeah, I think it was surprising, but, I mean, I kind of see what they're doing. They're trying to keep those certain guys who were those star players in Super Bowl 52. I mean, Kelsey, Graham, and Fletcher Cox as well. I mean, those guys have been here with us. They want to keep them as Eagles, and they want them to retire as Eagles. So I kind of see what they're doing. I mean, he's going to retire as an Eagle. I mean, it's just that's what that move was today.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all we got for you guys tonight, unless anybody else wants to say anything. As always, we appreciate you guys for jumping on with us and tuning in. We're going to try to keep covering all your free agency news. So if you guys aren't following our Instagram already, Ash has been doing an amazing job holding it down with the graphics. We appreciate her for that. And seriously, it's the best place to get your Eagles news. Yes, we do appreciate you for that. And if you don't follow our TikTok too, you can see KJ McCoy's handsome face and his handsome hats on there. And yeah, guys, you're really missing out. Make sure to follow us on all platforms at 302BIRDS. And as always, God bless, go Birds. And I'll kick it to Jackson to do what he does best.
Yes. One last thing. I'm nervous about this season for the Eagles. Anyway, regardless, Josh not here. I'm not sure if.
Wait, can you fill everybody in with what's going to go on with that for a little bit?
Yeah. So Josh is not going to be on the show.
He works for NASA.
For a little bit, for 3 months.
Yeah, he's not going to be on the show for quite some time because he is in the midst of work issues, getting promotion, and he doesn't want to be on social media because he doesn't want to get flagged for getting fired or whatever, because it happened to one of his coworkers. So for the time being, for the next 3 months, it's just going to be me on the show. So respect Josh where it's due. But Josh, I wish you were here because this would be the last. It's an outro, not an intro.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change.
And he'll be back too, like in a couple months. I just want to. Don't worry, I'll kick it to you in a second to do it, Jack. But he will be back. I want to just reiterate to anybody asking, and he will be at events. He told me today. So Dollar Dog Night, you can meet him. But Jackson, go ahead and let him know for when he's listening.
So as it pains me, Josh, it's an outro, not an intro. Hit that outro.
Howie, you better sign CJ GJ back, or I swear to God.